Victoria Kimonides. What a great pleasure to have you in this new ms.ai chat.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Beautiful. And Victoria, you are a neuroscientist and you have a PhD from Cambridge. You work for Microsoft and you're running the partner channel business for Central Eastern Europe. And as a neuroscientist at Microsoft as well, you know, there are computer scientists and there are cognitive neuroscientists. And I thought that their questions that they're trying to answer are quite similar. Tell us, is it like that?
So I like that, the cognitive neuroscientists and the computer scientists, CNS, Central Nervous System, cognitive neuroscientists.
There you are, yeah.
No, so
and your acronym.
Yeah, and your acronym, yeah, I love that. So I think the two work hand in hand nowadays under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. The questions they're trying to answer, though, are not similar. I think it's like a cascade of the one to the other. Like the cognitive neuroscientists are looking to find answers that have to do with the what, you know, and you know what is the brain function, how it works, you know, what could be the impact. Whereas the computer scientists give us the tools on how to explore that. So as I mentioned in another chat that we had, it's more about accelerating our understanding of how the brain works, and that's the big support that the neuroscientists get from the computer scientists.
Right. That's highly interesting. And we are paperless here, so I'm looking at our next question because it is related to what you just said. We have augmented intelligence, right? Augmented intelligence technologies. Can you give us a few real-life examples of that?
Sure. I mean, I love translating the A on AI, not simply on artificial, but on augmented, because there is a starting point, and the starting point is, for a neuroscientist, is the brain that has a certain intelligence, and you want to build on top of that. I'm just making a paraphrase here, but truly, you cannot have an end-to-end artificial intelligence process.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because if the endpoint that you want to strive for is a decision, to go one way or another, that needs intelligence that comes from experience of a human being. Not all experience can be coded or modeled and then a decision to be made on top of that. So when I use the term augmented intelligence, it's the intelligence that comes from the experience on how to classify things. What are the important factors? Then you test it with the model. Then you train the model. Then there is new things that come up. You still need to have that human element that will help you have the next step in the decision. Then the second component, where I would give a second, let's say, reading to the augmented intelligence, is when we use neuroscience and when we use to make as part of our model, I would say that that's the human component of data, because you have information that comes from machines, you have information that comes from things. Then you have information that comes from humans. But the information that comes from humans has an extension. And that extension, it's either a sentiment, is a feeling, is the feeling of trust, for example, is the feeling of happiness, is the feeling of... That's the human component of data that then needs to be linked back to the other data that we have. So that's what I would term as augmented intelligence, amongst other things that, of course, other scientists would say.
Indeed. And what's really interesting is how do we look at it from a neuroscientist perspective, from an anthropologist perspective,
exactly,
an ethicist, a philosopher perspective, among all the technical aspects of it.
Yeah, one can say that, hey, have you gone too far?
Yeah.
I would say there is a risk of going too far. So anything that has to do with data modeling, development, on top of the human data that I mentioned, it has to be very strictly regulated and observe the ethical guidelines.
Brilliant. Gorgeous. That's fantastic knowledge for our audience. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you.